The Tony James Podcast.
Hi guys, welcome to Let's Get Running, where we take you from couch potato to pavement pounder. I'm your host, Tony James, and today we're tackling the top 10 questions every beginner runner asks. Whether you're lacing up for the first time or you've been doing laps around your block for a few weeks, this episode is for you. So grab your water bottle, stretch those hamstrings, and let's get moving.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel now and make sure you never miss another upload.
Question 1. How do I start running if I'm out of shape? The eternal question. You know, this reminds me of my friend Sarah. She decided to start running after watching a marathon on TV. Full of enthusiasm, she laced up her old trainers and took off like a shot. 10 minutes later, she was lying on the front lawn, wondering if she was having a heart attack or just dying of embarrassment. Don't be like Sarah. The key is to start slow and steady. Think of it like dating. You wouldn't propose on the first date, right? Similarly, don't try to run a 5K on your first day out. Here's what to do. Begin with a 5-minute warm-up walk, then alternate between 1 minute of running and 1 to 2 minutes of walking for about 20 minutes in total. It's like interval training for beginners. Gradually increase your running time and decrease your walking time as you build endurance. Consistency is key. Aim for 3 sessions a week and don't worry about speed initially. You're not Usain Bolt, unless you are Usain Bolt, in which case, hi Usain, focus on building the habit and endurance. Remember, it's okay to repeat weeks. If you're not ready to progress, your body isn't Amazon Prime. Results won't come overnight. Stay hydrated, wear comfortable shoes, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. Question 2, what's the right way to breathe while running? Now you might think, I've been breathing my whole life. How hard can it be? Well, let me tell you about my first 5K. There I was, huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf, wondering why I felt I was about to pass out. It turns out I was breathing all wrong. The key is rhythmic breathing, using both nose and mouth. It's like a dance for your lungs. Try to breathe deeply from your diaphragm, not just from your chest. A common pattern is the 2-2 rhythm. Inhale for 2 steps, exhale for 2 steps. As you run faster uphill, you might shift this to a 2-1 pattern. Avoid shallow, rapid breathing, which can lead to those side stitches. Nobody wants to feel like they're being stabbed by the running fairy. If you're struggling to breathe, slow down or take a walking break. There is no shame in it. Even elite runners take walk breaks occasionally. Practice belly breathing when you're not running to strengthen your diaphragm. Lie on your back, place your hands on your belly and breathe so that your hands rise and fall. It's like a mini workout for your breathing muscles. Remember, everyone's breathing pattern might be slightly different, so find what works best for you. You're not a sheep, you don't have to follow the herd. Question 3, how often should I run as a beginner? When I first started running, I thought more was better. I ran every day for a week. By day 5, my legs felt like they were made of lead, and I was walking like a cowboy who'd just been on a horse for too long. Learn from my mistakes. As a beginner, aim for 3 to 4 runs per week. This provides a good balance between building endurance and allowing for recovery. It's like Goldilocks, not too much, not too little, but just right. Start with shorter runs, perhaps 20 to 30 minutes, and gradually increase duration as you get comfortable. Space your runs throughout the week, for example, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. This gives your body time to recover between sessions. Think of it like spacing out your coffee dates with that friend who talks too much. You need time to recharge. Remember to include rest days. These are crucial for preventing injury and allowing your body to adapt to the new stresses. Your muscles need time to recover and grow. As you progress, you can consider adding a 4th run, but be cautious about doing too much too soon. Quality is more important than quantity, especially in the beginning. You're building a running habit, not training for the Olympic marathon team. Well, not yet anyway. Number 4, what gear do I need to start running? Gear. It's tempting to go out and buy everything in sight. I once saw a beginner runner decked out head to toe in compression gear, heart rate monitor, GPS watch, and what looked like a utility belt full of energy gels for a really short 2-mile run. Don't be that person. The most crucial piece of gear is a good pair of running shoes. Visit a specialist running store for proper fitting. They'll analyze your gait and recommend shoes that suit your foot type and running style. It's like Cinderella finding her glass slipper, except it's breathable, cushioned running shoe. Beyond shoes, comfortable, moisture-wicking clothing is important. Look for synthetic fabrics that will keep you dry and prevent chafing. For women, a supportive sports bra is essential. Trust me, you don't want to deal with the alternative. You don't need expensive GPS watches or heart rate monitors to start. A simple stopwatch or your phone can help track the time and intervals. As you progress, you might want to invest in running socks to prevent blisters. Your feet will definitely thank you for that. Remember, you don't need to break the bank. Start with the basics and add gear as you develop your running habit. Running is about freedom, not about how much stuff you can carry.
If you loved this vid, head below and subscribe now.
Number 5, how can I prevent common running injuries? Injuries, the bane of every runner's existence. I once tried to push through knee pain, thinking I was a bit tough. 2 weeks later, I was at the physio, learning how to walk properly again. Please learn from my mistakes. That's the one thing I need to tell you. Please learn from my mistakes. Preventing injury starts with proper form and gradual progression. Don't increase your weekly mileage by more than 10% each week. It's like eating cake. A little bit more each time is okay, but doubling your portion might make you sick. Incorporate strength training, especially for your core and lower body, to support your running. Think of it as building your body's armor. Always warm up before you run and cool down after with gentle stretching. It's like preheating the oven before baking. It just works better. Importantly, listen to your body. If something hurts, take a break. Pain is your body's way of saying, hey buddy, something's not quite right here. Replace your running shoes every 400 to 500 miles. Worn out shoes can lead to injuries, and they're not like a fine wine. They don't get better with age. Cross-training with activities like swimming or cycling can help prevent overuse injuries. As I said before, stay hydrated and fuel your body properly. If you experience persistent pain, consult your doctor or physio. Remember, it's better to take a few days off than to push through the pain and risk a more serious injury. Your future self will thank you. Question 6. What should I eat before a run? Simple answer, food. That's the fuel that keeps us going. I once made the mistake of eating a large burrito before a run. Let's just say it didn't end well, and I know every public convenience within a 5-mile radius of my house. Before a run, eat a small meal rich in easily digestible carbohydrates about 1 to 2 hours prior. This could be bananas with peanut butter, toast with honey, small bowl of oatmeal. Think of it as putting gas in your car before a road trip. Avoid heavy, fatty or fiber-rich foods that might cause digestive issues. Your stomach is not a fan of roller coasters while running. Stay hydrated, but don't overdrink before each run. You want to be a runner, not a human water balloon. After your run, focus on replenishing fluids and eating a combination of carbohydrates and protein within 30 minutes to aid recovery. This could be chocolate milk, smoothie, or anything like that. Think of it as restocking your shelves after a busy day in the store. For long runs, over 60 to 90 minutes, you might need to fuel during your run with energy gels or sports drinks. Experiment with different foods during your training to find out what works best for you. Your gut is unique, and what works for one runner might not work for you. Number 7, how do I improve my running form? When I first started, I looked like a newborn giraffe trying to escape a lion. It was all limbs and panic. Don't worry, we've all been there. Good running form starts with posture. Keep your head up, shoulders relaxed, and back straight. Imagine there's a string pulling you up from the crown of your head. Lean slightly forward from your ankles, not from your waist. You want to look like you're falling forward, not like you're doing a bad impression of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Your arms should swing naturally at about 90-degree angle, moving forward and back, not across your body. You're running, not salsa dancing. Land mid-foot with your foot striking the ground directly under your body, not in front. Overstriding is like reaching for a cookie jar. It might seem like a good idea, but it can only lead to trouble. Aim for a cadence of about 180 steps per minute. This often means taking shorter, quicker steps rather than long strides. Think of it as tiptoeing past a sleeping dragon, not leaping over lava. Practice proper form during every run. Even when you're tired, it's like good posture. It feels weird at first, but soon becomes second nature. Consider having an experienced runner or coach observe your form and provide feedback. Sometimes we need an outside perspective to see where we're going wrong. Remember, good form not only makes you more efficient, but also helps prevent injuries. It's a win-win.
Be sure to share the podcast on your favorite social media channels.
Question number 8. How long does it take before running gets easier? Now that's the million-dollar question. I remember asking this every day for the first month of running. It felt like I was perpetually out of breath and my legs were made of jelly. The time it takes for running to feel easy varies from each person, but most beginners notice improvements within 4 to 6 weeks of consistent training. It's like learning a new language. At first, everything sounds gibberish, but slowly you start to understand more and more. You're likely to see progress in your endurance first. Runs that left you breathless at first will start to feel more manageable. Speed improvements often come later. It's like building a house. You need to lay foundations before you can add the fancy stuff. Remember, progress isn't always linear. You'll have good days and you'll have bad days, but the overall trend should be positive if you're consistent. It's like the stock market. Look at the long-term trends, not the day-to-day fluctuations. Be patient with yourself and celebrate Celebrate those small victories. Did you run for 5 minutes without stopping? That's worth celebrating. Did you make it up that hill without walking? Pop the champagne. Even if running itself doesn't feel easy, you'll notice other benefits sooner, like improved mood or sleep quality. Running is like the Swiss Army knife for your health. It has multiple benefits. Keep a training log to track your progress. Sometimes it's easier to see improvements when you can look back over time. It's like watching a child grow. Day to day, you might not notice, but look back at pictures from 6 months ago and wow. Question number 9. Should I run on a treadmill or outdoors? Now, this is the great debate. Treadmills versus outdoors. It's like the Beatles versus the Rolling Stones of the running world. Everybody has an opinion. Both have their advantages. Treadmills offer controlled environment, cushioned surface, and are great for precise interval training. They're also convenient in bad weather, and it's like running with training wheels. Everything is controlled and predictable. However, treadmills don't perfectly mimic outdoor running. You don't face wind resistance or changing terrain. It's like a swimming pool versus the ocean. Same basic activity, very different experience. Outdoor running provides variety, engages more muscles due to changing surfaces and slopes, and can be more mentally stimulating. It's also better prepares you for races, which are typically outdoors. Plus, you get to enjoy nature and fresh air. It's like the difference between watching a nature documentary and actually going on a safari. Ideally, mix both types of running. If you're primarily using a treadmill, set it to a 1 or 2% incline to better simulate outdoor running. It's like adding a pinch of salt to your food. It makes the whole experience better. Ultimately, the best option is the one that you do consistently. If you enjoy treadmill running more and it keeps you motivated, that's great. The most important thing is your running. Whether you're on a treadmill or a trail, you're still lapping everybody on the couch. Number 10, how do I stay motivated to keep running? Motivation, that's the elusive unicorn of the fitness world. I've had days where I'm raring to go and days where the only running I want to do is to the fridge for more ice cream. Staying motivated is often more setting the right goals and finding ways to enjoy the process. Set both short-term and long-term goals. Short-term could be running a certain number of times per week, while long-term goals might be to complete a 5K race. It's like playing a video game. You have small quests that lead to the big boss battle. Track your progress. Seeing improvements can be very motivating. It's like watching your high score go up and up. Find a running buddy or join a local running club for accountability and social support. It's harder to bail out on a run when you know somebody is waiting for you. Plus, misery loves company, doesn't it? Mix up your routes to keep things interesting. Running the same route every day is like watching the same movie on repeat. It gets old fast. Reward yourself for reaching milestones. Ran the first mile without stopping, treat yourself. Completed your first 5K, treat yourself. Maybe it's time for those new running shoes. It's like giving yourself a gold star, but better. Create a motivating playlist or try podcasts to make your runs more enjoyable. Music can make you feel like you're in a montage in your own personal sports movie. Remember why you started, whether it's for health, stress relief, or personal challenge. On the days when motivation is low, commit to just 10 minutes. Often once you start, you want to continue. It's like opening a bag of crisps. Once you start, it's hard to stop. Lastly, be kind to yourself. Not every run will be great, and that's okay. Consistency over time is what leads to progress. Running is a journey, not a destination, so enjoy the ride. And there you have it, the top 10 questions every beginner runner asks, answered with a side of humor and a sprinkle of real-world experience. Remember, every runner started somewhere, and the fact that you're even considering lacing up those trainers puts you miles ahead of where you were yesterday. So whether you're still contemplating your first run or you've already a few weeks into your journey, keep pushing forward. Remember, you're not just running, you're becoming a runner, and that, my friend, is something to be proud of. Thank you very much indeed for listening. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and until next time, I'm Tony James, reminding you to put one foot in front of the other and just keep moving.
The Tony James Podcast.